National League West. Padres win total under-over is at 93.5. People who left: pitchers Sean Manaea, Mike Clevenger; position players Josh Bell, Brandon Drury, Jurickson Profar, Will Myers, and Jorge Alfaro. No trades were made, while free agency and re-signing Xander Bogaerts, Adam Engel, Matt Carpenter, Seth Lugo, Brett Honeywell, Nelson Cruz re-signing Nick Martinez and Robert Suarez. Coaching changes. They lost their hitting coach, Bradar. There will be no hitting coach. They're going to go with 2 assistant hitting coaches, Scott Coolbell and Ryan Flaherty. Under the radar minor league signings: Julio Teheran, Pedro Severino, and Craig Stammen. Mr. Gargaro, what grade are you giving these Padres and why?
So grade for the offseason, definitely B plus. I think that they did an overall pretty good job. I wasn't really that impressed with Manaea last year. I thought that he lost a lot of spin on his breaking ball. He lost some zip on his fastball. Just really having trouble getting guys out. And I just remember specifically towards the end of the season for K-prop unders, like, was targeting him, especially against NL West opponents and especially against the Dodgers, because there were a few games where they just pounded him. So, but overall, I think that they did a pretty good job. They have, obviously we have a absolutely stellar top list of guys, top of their lineup. After that, depth, maybe not as much as you would like to see, but overall, yeah, I didn't mind what they did at all. And I think it still keeps them in contention out west.
Sweet. Conor, Max, same question.
Yeah, I give them a B. I'd say. How good, these we can get into with these signings. I just think they're wild, but that's the money goes right now with baseball. But 11 years for these guys, I think they only have 3 or 4, and they're going to get paid. And most, I think, might not even play in baseball. That's a whole nother thing we could go down. Obviously, just the news. Darvish, they re-upped him. I think the rotation will be good. They got Cruz. I think he could help some of that bottom of the order platoon type guy for them. I think they did all right. I think they were super happy after last year beating the Dodgers, and then that was their World Series, as Sharpie would say. So I gave him a B all around. I thought it was all right. B minus. And they don't have the best farm system too, as they've given away some pieces. So a little B there for them. And their win total, you touched on Sharpie, 93.5. I think it's about right. I'm not going to mess with it. I would take their under win total if I had to make a bet on it. But I think they'll be right there. If I had to, though, free bet, I'd take the under.
Yeah, I 100% agree with Conor there on the under for the win total, especially with even you talked about the lack of depth in their farm system, even the lack of depth that they have on their main roster. So you have to figure, when you still have the Dodgers in your division, you still have a number of competitive teams in the NL. And with that lack of depth, if they go to their bench a lot, it probably might, I don't think it leads to a ton of regular season wins, but then obviously they can load up for the postseason. So I would for sure lean on the under, and I'm probably going to bet it myself.
CBS Sports gives this team an A, and I ended up giving them a B. They lost 2 starting pitchers in their rotation that ate up innings. I get you. I'm not a Manaea fan. I'm not a Clevenger fan, but these guys started for them, and they didn't replace them, in my opinion. So they went out and got a bunch of people, but not starting pitchers. So there is a bunch of aces up for contracts this year. So I expect this team to be even more bigger buyers when the time comes. The Dodgers took the offseason off. We'll get into them next. This is the time, if there was a time, for the Padres to win. And I said it last year, by signing Bob Melvin, this made this team relevant. It's not all the fucking players they got. They got themselves a coach, guys. So Bob Melvin is got Moneyball with actual money to spend right now with this team. So I expect the Padres to go all in. They solidified their back end by giving Suarez some money. They've got Hader. They've got a nasty bullpen. It's just more of, who do they go get at the trade deadline for me? So I ended up giving them a B because they didn't go after starting pitching right now, but it will be available.